Thank you. Understood.
Monsieur le Docteur. J'espère que cette chambre vous convient, Monsieur le Docteur.
A room is a room.
Of course. Should you require anything at all?
Thank you.
As you know, there are 4 suites on this floor. One is occupied by the Princess von Eugen Schlaffenheim. The other 2 by your staff.
Victor, thank you.
Monsieur le Docteur.
Hamid, there is a Princess von Schlaffenheim on this floor. Check her out.
Yusuf.
Yusuf.
Hello, yes? Patch this through to the Deputy Director, please. Let him hear our problem.
Oh, damn.
Standard jamming device. No international executive should be without one.
In Geneva, Aubrey, very few of them are.
Well, thank you for trying.
I dare say we could overcome this device.
Oh, I wouldn't put you to the trouble. Well, see you later.
Aubrey,
Yeah?
why are you really here?
What do you mean?
One of the world's most vicious and effective terrorists has moved into a Geneva hotel. The Swiss intelligence have agreed to keep Dr. Riffi under surveillance, and because the last outrage his terrorist group committed was on English soil, we have, most unusually, agreed to let you sit in on our operations.
It was we who alerted you to his arrival.
And yet, you don't appear concerned, even as to whether or not you can overhear his conversations.
My dear Billy, my knowledge of Dr. Riffi, or Abu Wahid, as he is known in the abattoir of international politics, is more intimate than most mothers would have of their favorite child. I can predict who he will see over the next couple of days, and what he will say to them, and even what he'll have for dinner tonight. Roast lamb.
I trust roast lamb is to your liking, gentlemen.
Very nice.
You know, I always have it when I come to Geneva. Yeah.
The fat man is Andre Laval, Belgian businessman and secret arms dealer. But I'm not at all familiar with this other man. Perhaps he is the real reason for your wish to be in Geneva just now?
My dear Billy, I have no ulterior motives, I assure you. This man is the representative of an American banking corporation which reinvests the millions that Gaddafi contributes to Riffi's terror group, the PFFP.
His name?
This week, Muller, traveling on a West German passport. His real name is Roberts, and he comes from Long Island. If you really don't know him, I'll have his file sent over to you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Deputy Director. Ah, thank you. Well, the good doctor has retired for the night.
Then I shall do the same.
Abu Wahid, your light came on.
Just a touch of indigestion. It'll pass.
Abu Wahid, are you ill?
It's just a colic. Something I ate.
But you are sweating.
It is only the pain. I need something to quieten it. An antispasmodic.
We have our own doctor in Zurich.
There is no need to trouble a man from Zurich. Just ask the hotel doctor to come up, please. It's passing.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The pain, it's going.
Oh, good. Do you have a headache?
Yes.
Is it bad?
No, not bad.
Do you often have them?
Oh, yes, everybody has headaches.
Oh, really?
One does not expect food poisoning from a five-star hotel, particularly this one.
Indeed.
So, if you could let me have the antispasmodics.
Do you find that usually relieves the pain?
Yes, but I've only had this twice before.
How long ago?
First, about 2 years. Second, 3 months ago.
Where was that?
I really don't remember. Damascus, I think.
Ah, you're in pain.
The tablets would help.
Here, take these. 2 now, 1 before breakfast. I'll come back at 9.
Look, really, there's no need. It's nothing serious.
You're a doctor of medicine?
Philosophy.
Yes. I'll see you at 9.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Klaus. Anything happened last night?
The hotel doctor was called. It's in the report.
Mm. This might even interest our British guest.
Who is he, sir?
Captain Percival.
Dr. Riffi.
Dr. Riffi is the second most notorious terrorist in circulation. He's deputy chief of the PFFP, the so-called Popular Front for Freedom and Peace.
The London schoolchildren massacre.
And the Rome airport, the Paris restaurant, Athens museum.
And yet he can just swim in and out of Swiss territory.
Well, there's not the slightest shred of evidence with which we could confront a jury.
Surely these things can be arranged. Wouldn't the world be better off without him?
And who do you see yourself as this morning? God or Tour Commander? The first Swiss Ayatollah, perhaps?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you young men.
You said he was the second most important. Who's the chief?
One Omar Majid Al-Ghafoor, who likes to be known as Abu Saif. Morning, gentlemen. Any development?
Nothing very much. Except our quarry has been up all night with stomach pains.
Oh, poor fellow. Touch of Geneva tum, was it?
Come in.
The doctor is here.
Oh, show him in.
Morning.
Morning, Doctor.
How you feeling?
Oh, much better, thank you.
Good. I'd like to examine you again.
I will have a full checkup when I return to Damascus.
Good. Just sit on the edge of the bed here. Just want to have a look at your eyes. Just look straight past my shoulder.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I do feel slightly weakened.
How's the headache?
No, it's much better.
Open wide. There. Lie down, will you?
Well,
What business are you in?
I teach at the university in Damascus.
Good. Dr. Riffi, I'd like a second opinion.
For a simple colic?
No.
Well, what then?
Well, I really wouldn't wish to say at this stage.
Doctor, please be frank.
I am. In fact, I'd like to have you examined today.
Well, I really must know why. I have a very busy schedule.
Well, let's just say that you have certain symptoms which you'd be ill-advised to ignore for even a day. I'm not exaggerating.
I see. You have a second doctor in mind?
I can, of course, recommend the best, unless you have a preference.
Yes. Hamid. Yes, there is a doctor. A Dr. Marfut in Zurich.
Marfut. Yes, I think I've heard of him. We have very good people here in Geneva.
I insist on Dr. Marfut.
Something wrong?
Just a specimen. I will arrange for him to be flown down privately.
Oh, really? Academics in Damascus must receive better pay than in Switzerland.
Yes, that's as far as we've got, I'm afraid.
Well, Billy, it has been good seeing you again. I'll be running along.
But where to?
Home. I have much to do. And I can happily report that you have Abu Wahid under the closest surveillance.
So you don't expect anything unusual to occur?
The chap's got a sore belly with complications. I should imagine he'll be returning post-haste to Damascus, which he will hate.
Why?
He's terrified of flying.
Huh? Well, after the number of aircraft he's had blown up or hijacked, I'm not at all surprised.
Indeed. Well, thank you again.
Aubrey, you didn't poison the man, did you?
My dear chap, you had me followed ever since I got off the plane.
What's wrong with him?
Well, I think, Doctor, that is what we want you to tell us.
Who is this Dr. Fabian?
I checked with the security officer of the Soviet mission. Fabian has no connection with any foreign agency or the Swiss. He occasionally does routine exercises for the Swiss Army Reserve. He's being processed now. He seems clean.
Where is he now?
He's in his surgery. Is all this really necessary?
Yes, I think it is, Doctor. Dr. Riffi, you have the unmistakable symptoms of a disease known as Berners Syndrome. Dr. Fabian was quite right to call for a second opinion, and I made my diagnosis independently.
That's correct. Doctor?
Thank you.
Sorry.
Dr. Riffi, I wish we had met before. An earlier diagnosis could have helped.
Well, no matter. What is the cure? Medication? Surgery? To tell you the truth, I really feel much better. Come on, now, tell me, what is it?
Dr. Riffi, there is no cure.
Yes, Berners Syndrome. I want its symptoms and its prognosis. Yes, I'll hold on. Oh, Klaus, find out where the Zurich doctor is having the blood test made and get me a copy of the result.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and I want the files on him and on Dr. Fabian.
Right, sir.
What's our English colleague doing?
Captain Percival took off for London half an hour ago, sir.
Oh, just a moment. Yes? I see. Thank you. Oh. Berners Syndrome is always fatal.
Then how long has he got?
According to the quacks, if he had the first spasm 2 years ago, it's a matter of months, perhaps weeks.
8 to 10 weeks, Abu Wahid. It depends when the virus struck.
My God.
The blood test will tell us for sure.
8 to 10 weeks. Could you be mistaken, you and this hotel doctor?
I'm not a specialist in rare viral infections, but...
Well, then who is? Who is the top man?
Berners Syndrome was identified in 1949 by a German doctor called Berner.
And where is he?
He has a small clinic just outside Paris.
Then I must see him right away. After all, you could be wrong. I mean...
I hope so.
I am truly sorry.
Is there no possibility of a mistake?
No.
3 weeks? How can you be so certain? I was told 8.
The terminal stages are clearly signposted. The abdominal rigors, your lowered blood temperature, the urine analysis. Are you a religious man?
I was.
Then perhaps you should occupy the remaining days contemplating that.
You believe in God?
Of course.
Thank you, Doctor.
I want to go home. There is a flight to Damascus at 14:10.
I'll take the train to Rome first. I want to say goodbye to my daughter.
The flight will be more secure.
Will your obsession with security keep me alive?
I believe it will.
You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm going to Rome by myself. I no longer need your protection. Meet me in Damascus next week.
Abu Wahid, I would not advise it.
Of course you wouldn't, but that's what will happen. You understand?
But our orders are to...
Your orders, Yusuf, you take from me. Now, I wish to return to Paris.
Excusez-moi, monsieur, vous êtes seul. Je vois que le compartiment est réservé, mais les autres sont déjà complets. Vous permettez?
Please, come in by all means.
Oh, thank you. How do you know I was English?
No Frenchman would ever apologize for gate crashing.
Hotel doctor is Willem Fabian, age 44, reservist in the Swiss Defense Force, medical branch. No contact with security or intelligence personnel. No criminal record, no debts. Happily married with 2 sons, thriving practice.
What about the Zurich doctor?
Julius Raymond Marfort, age 36, consultant physician in Zurich. No criminal record. He studied medicine at Geneva, Warsaw, and Edinburgh. He was recruited to the Polish intelligence service while studying at Warsaw. Subsequently, he was recruited by the Soviet intelligence service to report on the Poles.
So he was a KGB and a Polish agent.
He now runs a couple of safe houses in Zurich, and he's a general medical contact for Warsaw Pact agents in Switzerland.
Is he married?
Yes, to a Scottish girl, Margaret Jane Reed. They met at Edinburgh University. He recruited her first. They married in Bern.
Anything else known?
Well, apparently there is something, but it's highly classified and not stored on the computer.
I see. Right. Thank you, Klaus.
Thank you, sir.
Forgive me, but are you all right?
Yes, yes, quite all right. Thank you.
I can see I'm disturbing you. I'll move.
No, please. Please, stay. Really. No, thank you. Are you going to Rome?
To Pisa.
But nobody goes to Pisa.
I have an aunt who lives there.
Forgive me, I didn't intend to be rude.
She's a very old lady. She's 98.
So many years. She is Italian?
No, English. Very frail now. I'm afraid this may be my last chance to say goodbye to her.
I'm going to Rome to say goodbye to my daughter. I had some rather bad news today.
Bad news?
I learned today I have 3 weeks to live.
I'm sorry. So precise.
Yeah, something called Berners Syndrome. It's not infectious. I have been sitting here examining my life. And, you know, suddenly, all the things that seemed so important to me.
Yes?
Until I received this news, I had always been ready to give my life for my work, believing it to be the will of God.
And you've been a lucky man. You've had a cause and a faith.
Forgive me, but are you a religious man?
Is my answer important to you?
Yes, it is.
Why?
Please.
Yes, I think I am a religious man. Not in the conventional sense, certainly. I'm no great churchgoer. I had too much of it when I was a child. But I respect the Christian teaching as an ideal of behavior. And quite frankly, I should be lost without faith in an afterlife. At my age, one needs a warm light at the end of the tunnel.
Every day, 3 times a day, I dedicated my work to God.
You are a Muslim?
I am. But I had to condition my heart and my conscience to coldness. It seemed the only way I could reconcile myself to what I had to do. But now that my days are numbered, I no longer believe my work was the will of God. As a religious man, you will understand my anguish.
Are you a priest by any chance?
I'm pilgrim.
A Hajj? I thought you must be. And now you have 3 weeks to live.
3 weeks.
It's only natural that you should be despondent. But if it's any comfort, may I say that although a stranger, it's clear to me that yours has been a full and useful life.
And I was a student in Palestine. The injustice of the Israelis and, forgive me, the British, moved me to become an activist. I went with some of my brothers into Syria, where all my learning was put to the service of the movement, which, as time passed, took over my life.
I'm sure your movement has encouraged your people, given them strength and hope.
False strength, false hope. The movement is very violent.
We live in violent times.
It is evil.
Are you saying that you have seen your ideals falsified?
I am.
Who has done this?
There is a man. Under him we have done evil. It was to make the world listen, to make our cause powerful. Through fear.
And now you are afraid. You believe that when we die, we are called to account for our life here on Earth?
I find that I do.
And forgive my presumption, I think that you are fortunate that you still have time to make amends. Why has this false leader not been punished?
Punished?
So much violence, so much fear, so much evil. Perhaps, after all, there is a way for you to meet your God with a clear conscience.
Yes?
Sir, this telex has just arrived. Abu Sef and Abu Wahid have both been killed in a bomb explosion.
Where?
A camp outside Damascus.
Oh.
It seems that Abu Wahid concealed powerful explosives beneath his clothes and detonated them as he embraced his leader.
Percival.
Percival?
Did you see the results of the blood test?
No, sir.
Oh, it was Berners Syndrome, all right. Only one thing. The sample tested was not the same blood group as Dr. Riffi.
How could that be?
It could be, Klaus, because Dr. Marford was also working for a certain Englishman who could find no other way of avenging a busload of school children.
Well, Harry, have a gin.
Thank you, sir.
How's the real Professor Berner?
A trifle relieved that his Wehrmacht history has not been given to the French press. SS doctors are not all that popular in Paris. Did you hear about Damascus?
Oh, yes.
A fair result, I thought.
Very fair. Just what the doctor ordered.
Yes.